too, dude.
All right, guys. I got to turn this down. Those who didn't check it out, go check out on the Windy City Podcast or Productions and Nick Rohde from Just Another Year. That was pure entertainment. That was fun stuff. They headed down to the executive airport to try to catch Ben Johnson coming in live. For those who don't know, Ben Johnson is the head coach of the Chicago Bears. We finally have the coach, man. This is awesome. Let's go. Let's go. So I'll just put it up screen here. According to Tom Pelissero 6 minutes ago, Ben Johnson has lined up his staff already, too. He's flying into Chicago now. This is not just an in-person interview to get, let's see, let's find out. Let's wait for Joe Brady. Let's wait for Todd Monken. No, he is the head coach. It's lined up. And they have Dennis Allen lined up as the defensive coordinator for the Bears. And also reported, I'll have to find it on here, is that they are going to keep, let's see if I can find it anywhere, Thomas Brown. I'm just hearing the rumors and the buzz as we're going down right here. But Thomas Brown will stay as the offensive coordinator. So that's rumor. But Dennis Allen to be the defensive coordinator. And oh man, this is too exciting. I'm getting too freaking excited over this. And Ben Johnson is the head coach of the Chicago Bears. Woo! Not just targeting, Keith. Like, it is confirmed now that he is the head, the defensive coordinator. So waiting for official stuff on that. I'm down to keep Thomas Brown as well, MP. This is so freaking exciting. Those who are like bashing on, okay, I want to hit this real quick. One of the posts that I just put out. This is a good comparison. Let me show you guys this. So my profile, blah blah blah, right here. Oh, let's do replies. Replies. I just barely did it a couple minutes ago too. So yeah, this is awesome. Nick and Rashab were down there leading the charge. Anyways, I can't find it right now, but my comparison was that those who wanted Mike McCarthy, it's like wanting Bruce Arians in 2017 when Sean McVay was available in 2017. McVay was more of the risky, give him his first shot opportunity. That comparison is completely accurate. Ben Johnson, Sean McVay, Bruce Arians, Mike McCarthy, neither one would be a terrible hire. This is a good year to need a head coach, but I am all in on going for the Sean McVay type of hire, and I love that the Bears went out and did this. Like, they did it. Those who are ragging on the loss in the playoffs, realize the Lions had 31 freaking points, and Jared Goff had 5 turnovers in that game. 5 turnovers. This is huge. Ben Johnson, his creativity, his call playing ability, his ability to mix the run and the pass perfectly is just such a perfect combination for working with a rookie quarterback. Now we just need to get our running back and fix the line, and he's going to have all the tools at his disposal to be able to do it. So here's from Tom Pelissero. As reported Sunday on NFL Game Day, Ben Johnson has already been lining up staff, and former Saints head coach Dennis Allen is prime candidate to be Johnson's defensive coordinator in Chicago. Let's see if we can find anything else that's breaking right here. Usually it goes straight through Ian Rappaport, Tom Pelissero. Let's see if Ian Rappaport has anything. They're talking about the Colts hire. With Ben Johnson landing with the Bears, the Lions will most certainly lose both coordinators. Aaron Glenn is visiting the Jets tomorrow, and the Saints the next day. It's considered likely he lands in one of those places. So there's from Ian Rappaport, where he's breaking the news as well, that Ben Johnson is the new head coach of the Chicago Bears. And what's funny, all right, we got a minute here. This is a live, so we got a minute here. I'm going to tell a funny story. In fact, I'm just going to show what I had on here with my conversation with Carl the other day. So this is from my backyard right here, guys. That's my backyard. You can see the Raiders facility. And I was going at it yesterday with this AD guy, Aaron Drake from Raiders fandom. Bless his heart. He's truly believing that the Raiders were going to get Ben Johnson. And so I got to make myself bigger for this for story time. So me and my buddy, we go down to the M every once in a while, and we do a little casual gambling, okay? There's this guy down there named Tim who claims to us that he's in the Raiders low-level management, okay? And we've seen him several times, and he tells these stories, and it's just funny stuff. Like it's just stuff you don't necessarily always believe that this guy is telling the truth. So, anyways, he tells us that the Raiders are not Ben Johnson, that they wanted Ben Johnson, but Ben Johnson wasn't going to go with them. And then last week, in all his ramblings, we just have fun. We leave there and then we kind of make fun of this guy, Tim, because who's going to believe that Tim is telling the truth? You know, people like to inflate stuff. And then Tim tells us last week of this player that the Raiders are going to sign as a future reserve contract. Okay. And the next day, the Raiders sign that guy. So we're both sitting there like, what? Is this real? Like, is this Tim guy? So we try to go back and find Tim and try to get a scoop on Ben Johnson, and you can't find Tim. Tim's nowhere to be found. We've seen him several times. So anyways, that's a stupid story, but it's fun for, you know, the Raiders fans. Screw Raiders fans and everything they thought they were getting. They thought they were getting him. They didn't have a shot at getting Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson was always going to be a Bear. So let's see if we can find anything on Dennis Allen being confirmed. It's the big rumor right now. They think it's a done deal. Ben Johnson has been busy assembling a star-studded coaching staff. The leading candidate to become a defensive coordinator of Chicago is former Saints head coach Dennis Allen. Dennis Allen is a phenomenal defensive mind. This is going to be absolutely fantastic. Leading candidate. So nothing official yet on Dennis Allen, but there's a lot of smoke. And when there's this much smoke and you just had the fire of Ben Johnson being hired, there's probably some reality to this situation. And then Thomas Brown, those who are just tuning in, Thomas Brown is the lead candidate right now. Dude, Mitch, you didn't have to do that, brother. Appreciate you. Let's go. Love to hear your thoughts on Allen as a defensive coordinator. Any stats you like about his play calling? What scheme does he run? If Thomas Brown is our offensive coordinator, what is a home run for me? In the infamous words of Bart Scott, can't wait. So Dennis Allen runs a 4-3 as well. Not too many changes going to happen there, but for the super chat, Mitch, I had never had a $50 super chat before. That is actually, bless you, sir. I've never had a $50 super chat. I will make a video completely devoted to this for just you, Mitch. I appreciate that. Nothing significant is going to have to change there, but I do wonder, I will include in that video some free agents on the Saints defense and some players that potentially could be poached with cuts because they're going to have to do some cut downs. There's some good defensive ends on that team. They're going to have to get cut down with them having to shave some costs. So there's some good opportunity there that we could be poaching some guys with Dennis Allen coming over. It's not like college. I'm not trying to insinuate it's like college. When a coach gets hired, he gets guys in the transfer portal. But with the Saints situation they're in, with their being over the cap more than any other team in the league, they've got to shave about $70 million before March 13th. You always wait to see those cut downs. You don't expect to see players that are cut that you weren't expecting to be cut. And the Saints will have a couple of those guys. So, in fact, we can even try to go to Spotrac real quick here. And New Orleans Saints. Let's pull this up. This is a twist and turn I was not expecting to make right here, guys, on this one. But, Mitch, all for you, baby. So let's go here. Let's go to present, share screen, New Orleans Saints, share. Okay. Mitch, I do appreciate you. I'm going to take the super chat down because it is big, but I will bring it back up later. You're a freaking amazing. You're an amazing person. So anyways, okay. So here is over the cap right now. They're over 50 million according to that. Let's look at their multi-year cap. This website typically gets frozen. One big speculation is Derek Carr will be cut. One of my speculations is they would cut Derek Carr because it will save them roughly $30 million, I believe. Let me look, make sure I'm up on that. So if they cut him, if they cut Derek Carr, so they'll save $11 million. They'll have dead cap of $40 million off the 50. So it'll save them roughly. Actually, they'll have, let's see, off that. So $39 million, it'll roughly save them. So there's one big thing they can do is cut Derek Carr. I don't know if all that will be this year or be spread out over 2 years. 2025 savings, $11 million. So yeah, I'll have to dive into the salary cap later, but let's look at their defense here. All right, defense. All right. Cam Jordan is a potential cut candidate. I don't know if they would do that, but he is a potential cut candidate. If you look at him, we'll make a whole video on this, guys, but there are some prime candidates here that could be cut off of them. No, never mind. That's pre 6-1, post 6-1. Yeah, Cam Jordan's not going to be cut. Anyways, so they are over the cap more than any other team. Let's see here. Defensive ends. Chase Young is a free agent. Carl Granderson was that's the one I was looking at. Carl Granderson could easily be cut by them to save some big money. That's not showing the whole picture there. So after this point, dead cap there, savings. We'll have to look more into it. Anyways, that's not the point of this. Those who are, that's small. Apologize, guys. I made that way too small for what I was trying to show you. So let me zoom in on that. And let's look at the salary cap for all teams. NFL. Those who are just tuning in, Ben Johnson is the head coach of the Chicago Bears. Tons and tons of smoke aflame that Dennis Allen will be his defensive coordinator, and I absolutely love that. All right, so NFL, trying to find where the salary cap is for every team. Let's see here. Cap tracker. There we go. Multi-year cap for every team. So by March 13th, they'll have to have this cut down. And you can see at the very bottom of this list here, you got the Browns that are, doesn't show over the cap right here. It shows where they are, though. The cap is 275. The Browns are at 349. Saints are at 337. So right now they're about 60 million over the cap. It's a little bit small. I'll make it bigger. So you can see those two teams are over the cap by a significant amount. Seattle's over the cap. Dallas is over the cap. Miami's over the cap. Atlanta and everybody else is real close. They won't have any problems cutting down. So big news for the Bears. Big news. Let's stop that screen. Let's go back to share screen. Let's go back. Styles G, I see your super chat. I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. Let's go here. Let's go Dennis Allen. Share. We'll go back here. I got people hitting me up. I got hit. My phone's blown up. This is a big day for the Bears. Huge day. So Adam Schefter. Ben Johnson has been busy assembling a star-studded coach, so nothing different there. Let me go back to the chat. Let's check in with you guys real quick. Make me a little bit bigger. All right. I do see a Styles G. Now Hope Polls uses some of your draft analysis. Appreciate that. There's going to be a lot of things that change between now and March 13th. I am working on right now some graphs and some stuff for videos that take a ton of work to put together on analyzing free agents and how much they will cost. Stuff that I would like to do if the Bears would actually look at it. But those are things that I want to get to you guys. Mitch Osborne, once again, I got to show your super chat. Do appreciate you. So for Dennis Allen, he does run a 4-3. It's not going to be much of a change from what no change from what the Bears are running now. He is a more complete defensive coordinator than most other options. I really love the option. He was obviously with the Saints with some bad fortune there. I mean, just the way the organization was run, poor injuries by the quarterback. I think Derek Carr is a fine quarterback, but he kept getting injured. It was just very unfortunate and just a tough situation for the Saints. And Dennis Allen was basically the scapegoat. He was the guy that got blasted for it and out the door. So there was no doubt he was going to land a new job, potential head coaching job. But with this cycle, there was so many good head coaching candidates. Like, it's hard to land a head coaching job when you just got fired from one. And there's so many good candidates with Todd Monken and Joe Brady and Ben Johnson and Mike McCarthy. I mean, there's just so many good ones. And no, Mike McCarthy was not fired. For those who are under that assumption, he was not fired. There's a ton in the chat. 271 in here right now. You guys are freaking amazing. If you guys didn't see, go check it out in a minute when you get a chance. Rashab from Windy City Productions and Nick Rohde from Just Another Year. They were down at the executive airport trying to catch glimpses. It was entertainment. You're not going to see anything. You're not going to see a glimpse of Ben Johnson. You're not going to see, George McCaskey. You're not going to see any of that. Ryan Poles. You're not going to see them down there, but it's entertaining. He thinks he's going to get arrested. Like, there's no chance he'd get arrested for that stuff, but it's just fun. I was under the impression Dennis Allen ran a 4-3. If anybody knows different than me, I'm going off memory, but I thought he ran a 4.3. I'm pretty sure he runs a 4.3. I've been wrong several times in my life. So correct me if I'm wrong, you in the chat. Some of you might know better. Relentless Mikey, today is the best day ever. I agree with you, brother. Oh, and look at that. Relentless Mikey just put a super chat as well. Will Caleb get an actual call from Ben now? I think everybody saw the prank call and then the interview on the St. Brown brothers where Caleb got he got pranked by some kids that Caleb thought, potentially, I don't know, he was trying to get a hold of Amon-Ra St. Brown and say, hey, is this your coach's number? Amon-Ra didn't send back. So I don't know. It's funny. Yes, he will get a call from Ben now. That'll be funny to hear that the response to that goes. Raiders fans in shambles. Those who missed my little story, I'll tell it again later. But there's a guy named Tim, and down at the M, which is the headquarters for the Bears, the hotel and casino, and Tim gave us some insider information that Ben Johnson is not a realistic destination for the Raiders. The Raiders aren't a realistic destination for Ben Johnson. And last night on Twitter, there was a guy that's a Raiders fan, and he's like, oh, yeah, your buddy Tim told you. And I was like, you'll be surprised what Tim knows. You'll be surprised what Tim knows. I want to see the interaction. I want to see the interaction, Styles G, of when Caleb and Ben get to meet up. This will be fun. Yeah, I'm pretty positive too, Richard. Pretty sure he runs a 4.3 as Cam Jordan was usually playing hand in the dirt as well. And both of them have been as well, both sides. So I'm positive, but I've been wrong before, so I'm not going to overstep my bounds and say I know everything. But we did finally get our guy, a real coach with X's and O's who knows how to mix things up, pass game, run game, be creative, scheme things. And now it just comes down to who we're going to hire for the line. If you guys can't see, look at the bags under my eyes. Like, I was literally up all night, like trying to do research on this type of stuff and just trying to get caught up on my Bears stuff because it's a holiday today. So I stayed up to like 3 a.m. and I was so obsessively like following this like crazy. So Styles G, Relentless Mikey, thank you for the $5 super chats. Mitch Osborne, huge. I've never had a $50 super chat before, and I'm not asking you guys to, but I am going to highlight it because he did it. Let's go. I'd love to hear your thoughts on Allen as a defensive coordinator. Any stats you'd like about his play calling. What schemes does he run? If Thomas Brown is our offensive coordinator, this is a home run for me. In the infamous words of Bart Scott, can't wait. So I appreciate that a ton, Mitch. You're awesome. And yes, my thoughts on Dennis Allen. Shouldn't have even been fired. I think he's a great head coach, but he's an even better defensive coordinator. He was going to land a job. I didn't even have him on the Bears' radar, though. I didn't even think he was on the Bears' radar right now, and it's a wonderful hire. I have no problem with Thomas Brown because he's not going to be the primary play caller. Ben Johnson has already said, and I think it's a great opportunity for Thomas Brown to continue to learn under him, and it's only a matter of time before Thomas Brown gets his opportunity. Jay Black, also with the super chat. You guys are freaking awesome. MJ Black, Bears down. Today is a great day for Bears fans. Yes, it is. What do you want Keenan Allen back? I wouldn't see why not. Honestly, Keenan Allen is the best connection with Caleb. Caleb has openly said Keenan Allen is the best player he's ever played with. They can figure some things out salary cap wise to make all this work. We can rework some contracts. They can even extend out Keenan Allen's contract and make it not hit so much against the cap this year to be able to get some line players. We are going to draft 8 players. Probably 4 or 5 of them will be quality players. Maybe 2 or 3 of them will be starters. So there's room for salary cap. We're not just committed to the 60, 70, 80 that we're stuck at. You can get creative with those. I don't like going into financial hell for salary cap, but while you've got a quarterback on the cheap contract, might be a good idea to be able to do it. Love it. I love it. Carl, we nailed it, Adam. Screw the Raiders and they're awful fans. I pulled up a minute ago the conversation we were having on Twitter, Carl, and I brought up Tim. I was having fun with that. So, Carl, love you, man. This is good stuff. Wally, hell yeah, we got him. I think all Bears fans feel the same way today. A sense of relief after that extensive, obsessive head coaching search. I think we were all kind of like, are the Bears going to F this up? Are we going to screw this up? Are we going to handle this the right way and finally do it the right way? And now today we get that resolved. Let me pull back up Let me pull this back up and let's go see if there's anything new. I like to do this while you guys are right here live. So make it bigger. We'll refresh Schefter. See if there's anything from Schefter. Colts are hiring. So nothing new from Schefter. Ian Rappaport. Nothing new there. It's all just the breaking news of Ben Johnson. For those who haven't seen, tomorrow, it's not showing the part about Dennis Allen, but it's very highly rumored that Dennis Allen is going to be the defensive coordinator. When there's this much smoke, there's usually fire. So I'm not following Adrian Wardnowski, huh? Nothing there. Let's see if Carl Williams has said anything just for fun. Nothing from Carl Williams yet. But go check out, seriously, guys, go check out Rashad from the Windy City Productions and Carl, or I'm sorry. Check out Carl too. Carl's a good guy. But check out Nick Rohde from Just Another Year. They went down to the airport and had some pretty funny footage. I wouldn't be shocked if some of that got stolen from ESPN for for how obsessive we Bears fans are. The chartered plane, we'll go to that for just a second. If you guys didn't see this, I'll do it on here just so you can see it. Let's see. This is someone replying to what I put here. So this was someone tracking the chartered plane that was going on. I just said this fan base is incredible. I'm watching the inauguration, and I switch over here to check the Obsessive watch, and they're taking it to levels. So this is Odunze 46, Willis Tower. So the plane that's flying the Chicago executive today from Michigan flew from Dallas to Chicago and back to Dallas with Mike McCarthy. So the same plane. And then they ended up getting, I don't have that one bookmarked or anything, but then they ended up getting later confirmed that it was actually Ben Johnson on the plane. And then the obsession happened, and then it was announced that Ben Johnson is the head coach. There's Adam Rank from the Sick podcast. Our whole fan base is going to be just, go crazy over this. Yes, Dennis Allen is. This is a turning point, new times. Let's get it from Jaquan Brisker. Love it. He's obviously excited about this too. So, guys, this pumps me up. This makes me freaking excited. We finally didn't go Javilla, that's a great comment, actually. So glad the team president didn't hire a woman as the head. Didn't go with the route of having to try to appease the, whatever you want to call it, the doing the, the political hire, having to hire a woman or someone because they're a certain way, going after the actual X's and O's. And there were several good candidates, and there are several guys that, you can really hone in. But Ben Johnson, if you didn't hear my comparison before, Bruce Arians in 2017 was a strong candidate. The same time that Sean McVay was hired, and that's the same comparison I give to this one with Mike McCarthy and Ben Johnson. Neither would be a terrible hire. I don't believe that. Bruce Arians is a fine coach, but Ben Johnson is a bigger opportunity than probably ever before to have a Sean McVay, a Kyle Shanahan, a Matt LaFleur type of hire. Ben or Mitch, I got to tell you to stop at this point. I will read your stuff without you super chatting. Feel bad if you keep throwing money this way, but I do appreciate you guys tuning in. I look back and realize this was very strategic by polls. The 20 candidates was to buy time because they assumed Lions would go deep. Pause. When Lions lose, act quick and decisive. Swift even. I like it. I would even say that some of these interviews that they did, such as Adam, I don't remember his last name off the top of my head, from the Packers, their offensive coordinator. He wasn't even the one calling plays. He wasn't their play caller. I would say some of that is just to go into depth about, deciphering information, trying to get as much information as you can, trying to figure out some ulterior stuff as well, and even looking at coordinator candidates as well. So 100% Mitch. This was very strategic, quick and decisive once it happened. Don't lose a step. Get it done. Make it happen. And now we are here. Oh, I love it. You know what? You guys are awesome. You guys are saying I'm awesome. All I'm doing is getting excited on a video for you guys, like jumping on here as soon as it's going down and getting excited. Like, you guys are an awesome fan base. This is fun to be a part of. So really, really appreciate you guys. I will do some breakdowns. I will do some breakdowns of Dennis Allen once that's officially announced. We'll talk about Thomas Brown. We'll talk about the coaching staff and where things go. I want to see who, I know they've talked about these things already, who the offensive line coach is going to be, who Ben Johnson wants to bring in for that position. That's going to be important for me because we've had some quality guys on this offensive line, and they don't pick up stunts. They don't pick up some of the movement, and they don't talk, and they don't communicate. They don't do those things that some of the other lines do. Our line isn't absolutely terrible. Well, we're decimated now. We have only 4 signed, but they haven't communicated like other teams have. We need a line coach that can truly take this line and say, this is the crux of our team. We want to protect this quarterback. We want to be like the Lions. We want to be like the Chiefs. The Chiefs with Creed Humphrey. You guys know how much better Creed Humphrey is than any other center in the league? It's like Creed Humphrey down here, everybody else down here. Like, seriously, it's a huge gap. So I feel like a feral cat. Yeah, this is fun. This is absolutely fun. LFG, let's go. Let's go. I don't think it's happening. I wouldn't mind Ron Rivera either, but I am not going to scoff or complain about Dennis Allen one bit. Stenovich. Yep, that's what it was. Adam Stenovich. Yep, that's who I was referring to. This guy said Ron Rivera, ban him. I don't mind Ron Rivera, but Dennis Allen, to me, like when I heard that, I was like, holy cow, I thought he would be a head coach candidate somewhere. I thought, he was honestly the martyr. He was the scapegoat for the Saints. With everything the Saints went through, and they picked up Chase Young last year, so that was a good free agency, but free agency has been very hampered by them. It's been very limited. And then having the injuries and Derek Carr go down like that, it makes it tough to win and succeed. Charlie Schemmerhorn. I quite literally jumped off my shoes when I saw this. Appreciate everything you do and always look forward to your vids. Let's rule the North. Dude, appreciate that, Charlie. Appreciate that a lot. Guys, this fan base can be a little bit toxic at times. I'm not pointing to you guys in the chat over here. Over here? Not pointing to you guys. But there can be some moments where we get some toxicity going down, and it can be tough. And in fact, the whole Justin Fields, Caleb Williams thing, that can be tough. And some things I said back then trying to defend Justin Fields can be pulled out by certain people, 10 months later to try to drag people down. But when things like this happen, and when you see you guys saying stuff like this, like it's good stuff. I do appreciate you guys. It's been a lot of, this is 1 year into it. 1 year into this that we've been doing this on this channel. 1 year and a month and a half, to be fair. And it's not always easy to stay up late and put stuff together and compile this stuff. And, my analysis is not, I'm not Connor from PFF. I'm not the best in the business, but I try to take a deep approach and try to understand for myself. I try to be truly informed on what's going on. And then I try to give it to you pretty factually. I do. I do have emotion. I do have my preference. I try to let you know when it's my speculation. And I do have my preferences. And I think I know best a lot of the time. I'm just like anybody else. But I got to say, I love that not everyone agrees with me. I love that you guys in the chat tell me when you think we should take Kelvin Banks and I don't think we should take Kelvin Banks. 100% open to hear those thoughts and comments because you know what? It's not one person's way, and we're a fan base where we collaborate together. So I do appreciate every one of you. I want you guys to know that. You guys in the chat, you guys as Bears fans, you guys are truly the best to interact with, and I love being a part of this fan base. Ryan Swicky, it was Ben on the plane. He has landed. They have confirmed it was his plane. They tried to get video of him coming off and coming out of the executive airport, but they picked him up on the tarmac. They drove him away. I don't know if the press conference will be tonight or not. I would assume it would be probably tomorrow or Wednesday. I would assume they want to get the coaching staff together, but it's real. This is real, RCK. This doesn't feel real, bro. It is real. The Bears have our head coach, so this is going to be great. All right, we've done this a half hour. I don't want to keep you guys any longer. I just wanted to break the news to you and let you know it's going down. The Bears are with a head coach. John, I have to read this real quick. What's your opinion of Jaden Daniels versus Caleb Williams and whether we made the right decision with the great rookie season Daniels is having? I'm making a video on this right now, like literally. In fact, why don't I do this? I'll give you guys a little sneak peek of some of the research I do. I don't know if you guys even care about this, to be honest. I don't know if you do, but I'm going to tell you this flat out right now. Jaden Daniels is a phenomenal quarterback. I said that before the draft last year. I said he would be awesome. I'm going to say, most importantly, you cannot gauge a quarterback off of 1 year, and Caleb's first year is absolutely franchise quarterback worthy. So I'm going to put this right here. Let's see if I can make it. I don't need to make it bigger, but this is the research I'm doing right now on their first 17 games of players. And I have to put the formulas in and everything. So this is how the formulas, I mean, you can see the formula cells. I don't know if you guys even care about this stuff, but this is some of the research that I do on all this stuff. But the formula cells, and I'll have this video out sometime. It usually takes me a week to put good information together and to really research it. But there's their first 17 games: interceptions, touchdowns, yards, throwaways, hit as they were thrown, throwaway. These are all things that are coordinated and calculated into adjusted completion percentage, into accuracy ratings. So I compile all this stuff together. This is their first 17 games: Pat Mahomes, Jaden Daniels, Brock Purdy, Lamar Jackson, Caleb Williams, Matthew Stafford. I'm kind of ruining one of my videos right now by telling you guys this, but Jaden Daniels is having an absolutely historic season for a rookie. And it's not better than Pat Mahomes and Brock Purdy's first 17 games, though, but it's right up there with them on accuracy, touchdown interception ratio, turnover worthy plays. He's doing a phenomenal job. You can't knock what Jaden Daniels is doing. But when you look at Caleb Williams, he's right in line with your Lamar Jacksons and your Matthew Staffords. I mean, there were other quarterbacks I had here, and I've deleted them off as they didn't fit. But these guys are kind of the ones that compare to Caleb's first year. He's more of you look at the accuracy rating here with these guys. So 70, 72. Caleb's actually more accurate than most of them. Baker Mayfield started off great with the Browns. I realize it didn't work out for him there, but he started off great. Jared Goff did not start out great. In fact, you see his turnover-worthy plays are much higher. His touchdown interception ratios. Look how much higher Caleb's is than the rest of these guys. 3.3. He's on Pat Mahomes level there for touchdown to interception ratio to start a career. So that's not height. These are the years. I'm still working on it. All right. This wasn't prepared and ready to show to you guys. So anyway, so my thoughts on Jaden Daniels to answer your question. He's legit. Jaden Daniels is legit. But if you guys remember my analysis, and I feel like my analysis has been freaking spot on. Like I've nailed it with almost everything I've done as far as stats and analysis. I said Jaden Daniels. I said Bo Nix. I even said Drake May had a potential, but I wasn't sold on Drake May yet. So I don't know where that's going to head yet. But I said that before the draft. And I said Caleb Williams is right there with these guys. And this would be a year more like 2020 and 2018 where you have multiple franchise quarterbacks that can compete for years to come. You're going to have your Tua Tagovailoas. You're going to have your Joe Burrows. You're going to have your Justin Herberts. And you're going to have your Lamar Jacksons. And there's going to be multiple. So I don't actually fall into that narrative and that category with a lot of Bears fans where they're hating on Jaden Daniels. And I get part of that is because Commanders fans have been a little bit annoying lately. I get that. Other fan bases, they're going to do what they're going to do. You'd get excited over your guy too, but Jaden Daniels is the real deal. Now it's year one. So what happened with CJ Stroud last year. And the big difference is CJ Stroud was not accurate last year. And usually a quarterback gets more accurate as they go along. CJ Stroud regressed to the mean after people had tape on him. He throws too many 50-50 balls just like Jordan Love. Not hating on CJ Stroud. When you listen to him, the intangibles I really like about him because when he talks football, he knows what he's talking about and he can dissect the defense. Now, how well he can play and perform in that scenario, I don't know. We'll see after year 3. He throws a lot of 50-50 balls just like Jordan Love does, and I don't approve of that at all. I love having a Roma Dunze for that type of situation. I think it'll be great if Caleb did a couple more of those because he does none of those. But it's going to come down to play calling with Ben Johnson now that we're here. Ooh. All right. I just want to check the chat a little bit longer. Yeah, they didn't get their guy, did they? They didn't get their guy. We did. Oh, you know what? You say this, Richard, and I don't have a problem with it, you guys. We're not taking Ashton Genty, but there are a lot of running backs in this class that can be Williams and say we take Hampton in the second round. I like Hampton more than I like Ashton Genty. Would be like Hurts and Barkley 2.0. I really do like Omarion Hampton more. So, yes, that is the best part, Benjamin. Ben Johnson already knows our division and owns the Packers and Vikings, not to mention would probably know the Lions' own defensive weaknesses. Is probably going to bring everyone. Excuse me. I love it. Guys, I love it. I'm so glad. We got our guy. Ben Johnson is the head coach of the Chicago Bears. He is the head coach. Dennis Allen, most likely the defensive coordinator. And Thomas Brown, most likely the offensive coordinator, according to rumors. We'll report on all of that as it comes along. I'm going to get off of here. It's been 35 minutes. Appreciate every one of you guys tuning in. I'm going to highlight this again. Mitch Osborne. I got to get back up to it, buddy. Where'd it go? Mitch Osborne, this is my first $50 super chat. I'm not asking you guys to super chat. Don't ever feel like that. But when you do something like this, I am going to highlight you. Mitch, you're the man. I truly appreciate you. Let's go. Love to hear your thoughts on Allen as defensive coordinator and stats you want to bring in about the calling. I will bring that video to you guys very soon. He's been a phenomenal defensive coordinator. He's been a good head coach that just kind of got a raw deal. So with you guys, I am super, super glad this obsessive search is over. It didn't drag out. It could have drug out for Joe Brady, Todd Monken this week, for Cliff Kingsbury. It could have drug out for all those things. Lots of rumors surrounding that, but it didn't. We got our guy. We got our guy. Ben Johnson is the head coach of Chicago Bears. Now we move forward. Now we see what we can do next. With that, appreciate every one of you guys. Bear down, the Bears. And as Caleb says, go Bears.